Hello, hello, hello. This is the news and the hard fact news in the world that's going on today. I'm going to make comments on the news from now on this channel. So if you like the news and like to hear the truth, you tune right in here to my channel here on YouTube. Let me tell you something about the economy that's going on now. You hear a lot of things going on about the economy and about these loans and how these banks are losing money and a lot of different types of lies like that. Here's the truth. This is what this video is going to be about today. This is the truth on the loans and the banks and the world banks and what they're doing. First of all, the banks ain't losing no money. Hello? The banks are not losing no money. The banks, what they're doing is ripping you off. They're ripping the public off. They're ripping Joe Public off and Mrs. Joe Public off too. And here's how they do it. I'm going to speak in a lot of simple languages because I'm just a layman. You can see this is my house, simple house. I'm in the kitchen. I'm at the kitchen table. There's my stove over here, my refrigerator, my sink and dishwasher on this side. But I'm going to tell you what the banks are doing. And sometimes you can hear the truth by sources you wouldn't think you'd hear the truth from. And you're going to hear the truth here because I have no interest and I'm not going to get paid nothing for this. So you know that, either I'm just sitting here wasting time or I'm some nutcase, and maybe you think I'm both. But that's fine. That's fine. Let me tell you something. Here's the way it works. Here's what the banks did. The banks took their money, or your money that you put in there for your savings, and they took that money and they said, let's give this to a lot of people and get them to buy houses. Okay, so what they did is they lowered down the credibility of the people. In other words, they lowered the standard on giving loans. So and they thought this would bring more people in to get loans. Now, the banks, what they do is if you have ever bought a house, you know you have to have insurance on your house when you have a loan on it, okay? Now, if you looked at it, that insurance, first of all, is not for you. That insurance is for the bank. That's in case you default on your house or your house burns to the ground, the bank gets their money. You understand that? And they make you pay their insurance. You get that? Okay. Now another thing too, the banks are backed by the federal government. So the federal government is going to give that bank money if they lose money. Okay. So now you got Joe Public walking into their office making $12,000 a year. I'm going to use this scenario. They're making $12,000 a year. So Joe Public sits down, the bank officer, the loan officer looks at him and says, okay, I'm going to give you a loan, Joe, for such and such dollars, okay? And your bill is going to be $1,200 a month, okay? Here's your loan, and Joe Public leaves happy. He's got himself a house. It's the American dream. Like, I felt the same way as when I bought my house. Hi, big guy. And so Joe Public goes home and packs his bags and moves to his new house. Well, little does Joe Public know that he's got in over his head. Okay? Now, you might have a nest egg built up, saved up in the bank, at another bank, or maybe the bank you got the loan from, to where you can flip this payment for maybe a year or two. Okay? He's living over his means. The bank gave him the loan when the bank shouldn't have given him the loan to begin with, but the bank knows they're going to make money off of Joe Public if he loses that house or not. Okay? If he doesn't lose the house, Joe Blow's going to keep on paying this interest and giving the bank the money. If they do lose the house, here's what the banks do, okay? They're not losing no money. Now the bank, first of all, is going to get a down payment from you. Okay, right out the bat when you buy the house. And the bank is going to get at least 4 payments out of you. You're going to keep the house for at least 4 months. Okay? Now that's the bank's money. The bank keeps it, okay? Okay, yeah, they paid for the house, but the house is theirs. It's not yours until you pay it off. And then it's not yours either. But anyways, now you turn around and you figure out, wait a second, I'm making $1,000 a month. My bill is $1,200 a month. I got to pay my electric. I got to pay my heat. I got to pay my phone bill if I want a phone bill. I got to pay for clothes. I got to pay my car insurance, which is a farce too. I got to pay gas for my car if my car breaks down. Da, 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 da. You know the everyday bills you acquire throughout your life, and things you have to go. You got to eat, right? I mean, there's no trees outside growing pork chops, are there? So now the bank puts up with it for a while because they ain't really losing no money, even though you're not paying your bill. And then they come and foreclose on you. They kick you out of that house. Oh, boy, the bank's like, oh, look at this. I lost all this money off this loan I gave this person. Well, wait a second. They still got the house. The house was good enough for you to buy for umpteen thousands of dollars. But now the bank has got it. You're out of the house. You're living on the street with your mom and dad back in the basement or wherever you are, where your family went to. So now the banks, now check this out. Now the banks got your house. Now the banks get a kick, a big giant check from the insurance that they made you pay on their house, on their loan, on your so-called house. So now they get money back from that insurance company, and they get money from the federal government, and they still have your house. So now they take your house. They got all this money. They got your down payment. They got the months that you paid on the house, and now they got your house. So what do they do with your house? They sell it. Now explain to me how this bank lost money. They haven't, have they? It makes you think, don't it? So this system of banks in the Federal Reserve and the crying and making you get insurance on your house loan when the insurance is not actually for you, it's for the bank. Well, the bank can buy their own insurance because the bank don't need insurance, but they're backed by the federal government anyways. The bank is not going to ever lose money because first of all, they're too crooked and too smart to lose any money. So you lose your house, the bank keeps your house, the bank gets the insurance money that you put up for them, they get money from the federal government, they got all this money now, and they have your house. So now they take your house and they sell your house to another poor sap who comes along and thinks, I want this house, I want this house. That wasn't good. Okay, so now they take it and they sell it to another person and they get the money for that and they get the down payment and they go through the same routine again. If the person keeps the house, if the person doesn't keep the house, it doesn't matter because they're gonna make money anyways, aren't they? Makes you think? Maybe not, because you know why? Because the American public, and not only that but the whole world, is just used to putting up with these people that they cannot fight. I mean, it's kind of like looking at a person as big as a skyscraper, and he comes along and smacks you in the side of the head. You're not really going to fight him, are you? You're just going to go, well, okay, that hurt it, and then you're going to get out of there and carry on with your life, which is actually a smart thing to do anyways, because no sense in, fighting a person that, obviously that big, but that's just kind of a weird scenario that you're going to hear a lot of on this channel. But anyways, that's just the way it is, isn't it? Is that the big corporate banks and the big corporate businesses, they're always making money, but yet they want to make more. They ain't going to help you out. They're not going to say, you know what, I'm making $6 zillion a year. I only need to make, 5,900,000,000 dollars, and we'll give the rest to the employees. They're never, ever going to do that, are they? So that's the video for today. I hope you enjoyed it. And I look forward to listen to my next one. This one was on the bank and loan lies and industry in the kitchen of OJT. You have a good day and see you on my next video.